And Elon Musk knows that's not a winning formula, and so he's providing free speech. And so if Apple responds to that by nuking them from the App Store, I think that would be a huge mistake, and it would be a really raw exercise of monopolistic power that I think would merit a response from the United States Congress. And so don't be a vassal of the CCP on one hand, and then use your corporate power in the United States on the other to suffocate Americans and try to suppress their right to express themselves.
Ron DeSantis jumping on the Elon Musk battle with Apple train, as you see there. I think they've lost their leader in Donald Trump, so he's looking for a new leader. He's found Elon Musk. There's another politician that's searching for a new leader. Here's this guy too, he's jumping on that same train. Watch that.
Mr. Vice President, is Elon Musk right?
Well, I think Elon Musk is exactly right. I mean, the foundation of America is freedom, and the freedom of speech, a free and independent press is a bulwark of why this nation is extraordinary. Because Elon Musk, who I came to know very well during the 4 years of the Trump-Pence administration, I think it's because he is preparing to release information finally about the suppression of the Hunter Biden story, which, as I write about in my autobiography, So Help Me God, was a disgrace. The fact that a laptop was discovered in the weeks before the election, that emails were revealed, and that social media platforms, including Twitter, actually suppressed access to a New York Post story is deeply offensive to me.
These guys are like lost in the wilderness now that Trump is starting to get a little bit of pushback and continue to screw himself over after they lost the midterm elections, or underperformed, at least. They're looking for a new leader, and Elon is the next horrible businessman that they could lynch their lips, attach themselves to. So there they are, attach themselves to Elon Musk in this battle with Apple. You guys have seen this battle go back and forth, but it did come to resolution, apparently. That's what we're being told. But this is how it started. Elon was tweeting this. Apple has mostly stopped advertising on Twitter. He did this a few days ago. Do they hate free speech in America? Nice question. Republicans, J.D. Vance, like that guy who skirted by, he was one of the victors in these midterm elections. He also tweeted this. This would be the most raw exercise of monopoly power in a century, and no civilized country should allow it. Everybody's giving their, bowing their heads and be like, Elon, I'm with you. Elon, I'm with you. Elon, I'm with you. He's the next leader of the party, apparently. He's been beefing about this whole thing, so let's go into more details of that. In one of those deleted tweets, though, Musk suggested he was going to war. And in another, he asked if Apple hates free speech, as we saw. And over the weekend, he mused that he'd make his own smartphone, which people for some reason thought he'd know how the hell to make a smartphone when he can't make a Tesla, because people think that's what he does. He doesn't. There's more, though. He also suggested that Apple was censoring content, posted a poll asking whether people wanted Apple to publish all censorship actions it has taken that affect its customers. Said that Apple threatened to withhold Twitter from its app store without giving a reason, and griped about the cut that Apple takes off in-app purchases made through its devices. Just a litany of complaints, because that's how you run a business. Let's complain publicly on a social media site that you're destroying. More though. It was unconfirmed though, and unlikely that Apple would actually take their stuff out of the App Store, which would probably be the reason why Tim Cook wasn't responding, first of all, on Twitter to stupid tweets, and also as an entire company like this, as if there's one guy who's like, you know what? F that App Store, because that's how things work, right? There's more. While Apple regularly bans apps for questionable content, they're rarely big brand names such as Twitter. Apple's rules for apps with significant user-generated content like Twitter focus less on specific kinds of infringing content and more on whether the app has a content filtering system or content moderation procedures. Twitter has both, although Musk's recent cuts to Twitter staff could hurt its ability to flag problem posts. So it might get there is the problem. It could become one of those pariah type of apps because this guy's running it and is cutting things and eliminating stuff and making sure there's those types of protections aren't really there anymore. But there was a resolution, as I point out, or what seems to be a resolution. Elon tweeted this yesterday. Thanks, Tim Cook, for taking me around Apple's beautiful headquarters. Hint, hint, something's going on. And then he said this as well. Good conversation. Among other things, we resolved the misunderstanding about Twitter potentially being removed from the App Store. Tim was clear that Apple never considered doing so. Again, this is all from the words and tweets of the one Elon Musk. Where do you land on this, Dan? Like, this is the thing. We know he's spreading tons of misinformation. He's blatantly lying, and when people point out, many times he deletes those tweets. And when people say something is truthful, it gets suspensions and boots and all that type of stuff from the app. I never know what's true and what's not anymore.
Well, I certainly know that much like you and I use Twitter for free to complain about companies and corporations that screw us over, whether it's in a political context or whether it's even like in a personal context, we've been doing that for free all of our lives. And Elon Musk just paid $44 billion to do that and complain about companies and start to stir stuff about all these different things he's talking about. And that's what he's doing, is that part of his draw on Twitter now is that he sees himself as the new Donald Trump. He's trying to bring things onto the platform, create moments that create engagement that bring people onto the site, so it continues being worthy to advertisers. Now, of course, in his free speech crusade, never mind that he's banning major leftist accounts left and right, he is saying that I'm going to start inviting all these people on the platform who had previously been banned, oftentimes for harassment, oftentimes for anti-LGBTQ hatred, oftentimes for neo-Nazi adjacent things that someone like a Tim Apple or Tim Cook would probably be not happy to have on the App Store, or the Apple App Store, which is considered to be a walled garden. Elon Musk, that whole idea of he's exposing the whole 30% tax on App Store apps. If you are a gamer or you play video games, or if you heard of a game called Fortnite, you know that Elon Musk is no genius, because the maker of Fortnite, Epic Games, I believe, they have been adamant about Apple's App Store tax because it prevents them from making the amount of money that they would make on other platforms selling their massively popular game, or at least their free game with in-app purchases. So this has been a controversy with Apple for a while, but Apple they don't leak very often. They're not the kind of company to say oh, here's what we're gonna do with Twitter. But they have been known to, again, because they want the Apple experience to be nice and neat and clean, they will take apps out of the App Store like that don't have those content moderation guidelines. So I think Elon Musk is just trying to create a stir. He's trying to throw red meat to his conservative base here, which is all he can do on Twitter, because Donald Trump needed Twitter to create moments. Last thing, because you played that Pence clip in the beginning.
That's what I was gonna ask you about next. Absolutely.
Because Pence said, okay, no, me, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, we were all great friends. We were all getting along together. This was something that I really agree with him. I really think he was a nice guy. My last big note on Trump and Elon Musk was that Truth Social tweet, which really should have been called Mar-a-Blago, by the way. He really missed an opportunity there. But the one where he said, Elon Musk was such a big Trump fan, I could have said, drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it. And you have Elon standing stiffly next to Trump with the crud-eating grin on his face. That doesn't seem like the kind of person who's Trump had a lovely relationship with Elon Musk. That seems like someone who Trump sees as adversarial, much like a Ron DeSantis, much like a Mike Pence, he could turn on a dime on any moment. That's the part where I start to laugh and get all giddy and say, let them fight. But of course, Elon Musk popping off like this with Twitter has extreme ramifications for organizers, media, journalism, etc. So something to watch.
I just want people to notice the desperation between these two presidential candidates, potential presidential candidates, because Mike Pence out there puts forward the line that, Elon Musk is going after Hunter Biden and the laptop. Bro, listen, has he not been paying attention for long enough to realize that that's played out? That was one of those during Biden's first couple of years mantra that we're supposed to push to win the midterms. Y'all underperformed in the midterms. So once that's over, it's over. Now we're supposed to stop talking about bathrooms and locker rooms and immigration, all that stuff. All the things you guys were just pushing, CRT, I can't believe they're doing this to our country. All those things that didn't work for getting midterm votes, that's when you drop it. Hey, Mike, you've been in the game for a long time. You're still following this whole thing around with the Hunter Biden laptop and connecting it to Elon Musk. He's gonna blow the lid off this whole thing. It's like they need, these are leaders of the party. Ron DeSantis was a little Trump. Now that Trump has lost his mojo, he's no longer a little Trump. He's getting his guts, and now he's talking back to Donald. When is Mike Pence gonna do it? He threatened to send his people to kill you. I guess he's gotten off the Trump train and now he's on the Elon train. I guess Elon 2024 is what they're looking for next. They need someone to follow as they keep talking about alpha males.
Elon Gay 24.
It's the way it's gonna be.